Hello, good morning everyone. Welcome to the session of coordinate geometry. In the last session, I already explained about what is the incenter of the triangle. So, what are the properties of incenter with the combination of angular bisector, Now, let me explain what is the excenter of the triangle now. Let me explain what is the excenter of the triangle. Okay, listen to me. See here. Excenter of triangle ABC. Excenter of triangle ABC. So, I am taking the triangle like this. Okay. A, B, C. Triangle ABC is there. This is the internal angle at A. Internal angle at A, So, this is the line bisects the internal angle, which is called internal angular bisector of A. Internal angular bisector of A. So, this is the angle B. So, this is the angle B which is inside of the triangle. This is called internal angle of B with respect to this triangle. With respect to this triangle, this angle is B which is inside of the triangle. That is called internal angle of B. Okay. What is the internal angle of B? This is the angle between AB bar and BC bar. BA bar and BC bar. This is the angle. It is internal angle of B. Here, this is B. So, this is the internal angle. Let me extend this line. So, this is the line. This is the one more side. This is the angle. This is called, this also angle B between the same two lines. This is the angle B between this line and this line. This is the angle B between this line and this line. So, it is B, but it is inside of the triangle. So, it is internal angle in B. It is external angle. It is external angle between the same sides. You have to observe please. Okay. So, it is internal angle of B, it is external angle of B, it is the internal angle of B between these two sides, it is the external angle between the same two sides. You have to observe that one. So, this is the bisector of this angle. This line bisects external angle B like this. So, this is the line bisects internal angle of A. This is the line bisects external angle of B. It is an external angle. It is internal angle of C in the triangle ABC. This is the angle between these two sides. Let me extend this line. Now, this is the angle between these two lines. This is also angle between the same two lines. But this is the angle which is inside of the triangle. But this is the angle which is outside, external angle of C it is. Okay, it is C. Now, drawn one line passing through C which bisects this angle like this. Okay. So, you have to observe. This is the line which bisects internal angle A. This is the line which bisects an external angle B. This is the line which bisects the external angle C. So, this is the point of concurrency of internal angular bisector of A, external angular bisector of B and external angular bisector of C. This is the point of concurrency of internal angular bisector of A and external angular bisectors of B and C in triangle ABC. This is called excenter, opposite to the vertex capital A. Okay, this is the excenter. This is the point of concurrency of internal angular bisector of A, external angular bisectors of B and C. Those three lines meet at here. This is the point of concurrence of these three lines. This point of concurrency is called excenter of the triangle which is opposite to A. Let it be denoted with I1 in general. So here I1 denotes the excenter. I1 denotes the excenter opposite to the vertex capital A. Okay, see here. So the point of concurrency of the point of concurrency of okay internal angular bisector of angle A, internal angular bisector of angle A and external angular bisectors of angle B and angle C. Okay, angle B and angle C. The point of concurrency of internal angular bisector of angle A and external angular bisectors of angle B and angle C is called excenter of triangle ABC. Excenter of triangle ABC opposite to vertex A. This is I1. Okay, it is denoted by I1. You have to remember that one. So I1 is the excenter of triangle ABC. I1 is the excenter of triangle ABC which is opposite to vertex A. You have to remember this one. Okay, in the similar way suppose I am taking the triangle ABC like this. Listen to me. Okay, so this is A, this is B, this is C. Okay, so this is the angle B. This is the line bisects angle B. This is the line bisects angle B. Okay, it is internal angle. It is inside of the triangle. So this is the angle between BA bar and BC bar, which located at inside of the triangle. So this line bisects that angle. So it is internal angular bisector of B. So see, this is an internal angle A between these two sides. Let me extend this line. Okay, this is angle between this side and this side, but that location should be outside of the triangle. So this is the line bisects this angle like this. Okay, so this is external angular bisector of A. It is internal angular bisector of B. In the same way, you have to extend this line. This is the angle C between these two sides, which is located at inside of the triangle. This is the angle between the same two sides, but its location is outside of the triangle. So this is angle C, which is outside of the triangle. This is the line bisects angle C. This is the line bisects angle C. So automatically this one is external angular bisector of C. So it is an internal angular bisector of B. It is an external angular bisector of B, A. It is an external angular bisector of C. Those three lines meet at there. It is a point of concurrency. So this point of concurrency is called excenter of triangle ABC. It is one more excenter for this same triangle, but this is denoted with I2. This is I2 represents the excenter of triangle ABC, which is opposite to vertex B. It is excenter of triangle ABC, which is opposite to vertex A. It is excenter of triangle ABC, which is opposite to B. In the similar way, we have to draw one more figure like this. See here. This is triangle ABC. This is triangle ABC. Okay. This is internal angle between these two sides. The location should be inside of the triangle. This is the line bisects angle C. Okay. So this is internal angular bisector of C. So this is the angle B, which is this location is inside of the triangle. Let me extend this line like this. Then this is also the angle between these two same sides. It is the angular bisector of B. So in the same way, we have to extend this line. So this is the angle between these two lines, which is external angle of triangle ABC. It is external angle A. It is. Suppose you have to draw bisecting line for this angle. That one meets there. Okay, what about this one? This is the point of concurrency of internal angular bisector of C and the external angular bisectors of A and B. These three lines meet it there. The point of concurrence, it is denoted with I3, which is called excenter opposite to vertex C. So this is I1 is excenter opposite to vertex A. This is I2 excenter opposite to vertex B. This is I3 excenter opposite to vertex C. That is something about excenter of triangle ABC. So in triangle ABC, how many excenters can be formed? 3 excenters can be formed. If the triangle is ABC named, then 3 excenters are, first one is the excenter is located at here, which is opposite to vertex A. Other one is this one. This is the excenter of triangle ABC, which is opposite to vertex B. This is one more. Okay, this is also excenter of triangle ABC, which is opposite to vertex 3. This excenter opposite to A is denoted with I1. This excenter opposite to B in triangle ABC is denoted with I2. This excenter opposite to C, angle C in triangle ABC, which is denoted with I3. Okay. Okay, see here. Let me take in this figure to describe one more concept about excenter of the triangle ABC. I am taking that figure. See here. The concept is X circle. Concept is X circle of triangle ABC. X circle of triangle ABC. So let me take in one of these 3 figures. I am taking this one again. See here. Listen to me carefully. This is triangle ABC. This is the internal angle of A. This is the bisector of internal angle. So this is internal angular bisector of A. This is external angular bisector of B. This is an external angular bisector of C. Those 3 lines concurrent at this point, that point of concurrency is denoted with I1. That point of concurrency is denoted with I1, Now the question is, listen to me carefully, see. Okay. This is excenter opposite to vertex A, Okay. This is one side. Suppose you have to draw a perpendicular line from I1 to this side. I1 to this side. This one meets this projection of I1, the perpendicular from I1, this point to this side. That one meets BC at some x. This is x, I1x. So in the same way, this is one side of triangle ABC. This is one more side, So this is one more side. Extended this AB bar up to here. Now we have to draw a perpendicular line from I1 to this side in the same way. Okay, suppose this foot is y. Suppose you have to draw one more perpendicular line from I1 to this side. Let it be z. Let it be z. Listen to me. So this is one side of the triangle, this is second side of the triangle, this is third side of the triangle. Extensions of these two sides, these two should be. So we have to draw a perpendicular line from I1 to this side, then that one meets the BC bar at x. So there is some distance I1x there, I1x. I1x is the distance between these two. I1x is the distance from I1 to this side. I1y, it is denotes the distance from I1 to this side. I1y. I1z. I1z means this is the distance from I1 to z. Okay. This is the distance from I1 to z. I1z. So these three lengths should be always equal. You have to remember that one. Okay. I1x is equals to I1y is equals to I1z. What is the meaning? The excenter opposite to A. I1 is excenter opposite to A. That excenter is equidistant from three sides of triangle. The distance from I1 to the one side is equal to the distance from excenter I1 to the second side is equal to the distance from excenter I1 to the third side. These are the same distances. Okay, I1x equals to I1y equal to I1z. Let it be in general R1. Let it be in general R1. That means this length is R1, this length is R1, this length is R1. I hope understood. Okay. So in center also have some concept. It is triangle, it is acute angular bisector, it is acute angular bisector, it is internal angular bisector, sorry, it is internal angular bisector, it is internal angular bisector. Those three meets at there. This is denoted with I. It is in center of triangle ABC. This I maintains the same distance from three sides of a triangle, you know. This I is equidistant from three sides of triangle, you know. In center is equidistant from three sides of the triangle. Like that, x center opposite to A is also equidistant from three sides of triangle. Just you have to remember that one also now. Okay, I1 is equidistant from x center opposite to A. He is equidistant from three sides of a triangle, you know. So we have to take that distance I1x equals to I1y equal to I1z. That means the perpendicular distance from x center opposite to A to any one of the side. Okay, let it be take as R1. So next we have to draw a circle here. See here. So I1 is the x center opposite to A. Now we have to draw a circle with take I1 as a center. So we have to take I1 as a center. It is center. And take R1 as a radius. R1 as a radius means R1 should be I1x, this length, or this length, or this length. These three lengths should be same. So you have to take I1 as a center and this length is radius. Or you have to take I1 as a center, this length as radius. Or you have to take I1 as a center, this length as a radius. You have to draw a circle. That circle should be like this. See here. It is a center. This is the radius should be. So I1x equals to I1y equals to I1z there. So the circle is like this. I have understood. That circle touches all three sides of a triangle like this. This circle is called x center opposite to A. Okay, this circle is called x center opposite to A. This is the x circle. Okay, this circle touches all three sides of a triangle. You have to draw a circle with center I1. You have to draw a circle with the center as taken the x center opposite to A with radius this length. That is R1. So you have to draw a circle with center I1 and taking radius as R1. Then that circle touches all three sides of a triangle like this. This circle is called x circle opposite to the vertex A. Okay, you have to do the same thing here also. Suppose you have to take this one as a center of the circle and the distance from this point to this side, it should be some I to x. So you have to take this one as a center, this length as radius, and then you have to draw a circle. That circle also touches all three sides of a triangle here. That circle is said to be x circle opposite to vertex B. Okay, it is x circle opposite to A. So it is an x circle opposite to B in the triangle ABC. Next, we have to draw I3 as a center. I3 as a center. Then the perpendicular distance from I3 to any side of the triangle. Then we have to take the perpendicular distance from I3 to this side as a radius. Then you have to draw a circle. That circle touches all three sides of a triangle here. This is the circle which is opposite to C. This circle is called x circle opposite to C. So how many x circles of triangle ABC? 3 x circles are there. The first x circle is this one. This one is opposite to vertex A. The second circle is here. That one is located. This is x circle opposite to B. This is x circle opposite to C. So the triangle ABC contains 3 x circles. So this is a circle. This one has some radius. This x circle radius is said to be x radius. That one is denoted with that length R1. So x radius, the radius of this circle is called x radius. The radius of this circle is called x radius. X radius opposite to A. Opposite to A. That one is denoted with R1. This is x radius. X radius of this circle opposite to B. X radius opposite to B, that is denoted with R2 in general. X radius here, one more circle located there, which is x circle opposite to C. The radius of that x circle, okay, which is opposite to C, that one is denoted with R3. So 3 x centers are there, 3 x circles are there, 3 x radii are there for triangle ABC. Suppose we have to take any triangle ABC like this, okay, we have 3 more x centers I1, I2, I3. We have 3 x circles which is opposite to A, opposite to B, opposite to C. Also those 3 x circles has 3 radii. One is R1, one is R2, one is R3. I have understood. So the triangle ABC having 3 x circles, 3 x radii, 3 x centers. Okay. Let me explain one more conceptual point on x center of triangle ABC. Okay, see here. See here. It's a triangle ABC, you know. Listen to me carefully, please. It's a triangle ABC, you know. A, B, C. So, you know, this is internal angular bisector of A. That one meets BC at some P. That one meets BC at some P. What is BP is to PC? What is BP is to PC? It is nothing but BP is to PC is equals to AB is to AC. You know this one. AB is to AC. For according to the naming conventions in the triangle ABC, this length will be take C. You know, this is the length which is opposite to vertex C. So we have to take this length as C in general. We have to take this length is B. In the same way, this length is A. No. So it is clear. Then BP is to PC is equals to BP is to PC is equal to C is to B. You know about this one. I already explained in the concept in center of the triangle ABC. Okay. Now, one more point you have to observe now. See here. This is the side extension line. Okay. Okay. Extended this one also. This is internal angle A. This line bisects internal angle A. That one located inside of the triangle. This is the angle between these two sides. You know. Okay, I am taking now A there. Now I am taking this external angle. This is internal angle A, that is lies between those two sides. Okay, this is an internal angle between these two sides, A, internal angle A. This is also the angle between these two sides. This represents by A, it is also, but it is internal angle A, it is external angle A. You know about that one. Now the question is, it is internal angular bisector of A, that one meets BC bar at B. Now this is, I am now drawing a line which bisects this external angle like this. That one meets same BC bar at Q. Okay? Okay. So, see here. It is internal angular bisector of A. It is an external angular bisector of A. Internal angular bisector of A meets BC bar at P. External angular bisector of A meets the same line BC bar at Q there. I have understood. So, you know, what about BP is to PC? What about BP is to PC? C is to B. That means this point P divides BC bar in the ratio C is to B. This point P divides BC bar. This point P divides BC bar in the ratio C is to B, you know. In the same way, the point Q divides the same BC bar in the same ratio, but that Q lies outside of BC. That means the point P divides BC bar internally, then the point Q divides the same BC bar externally with same ratio. That means that point P divides BC bar in the ratio C is to B, then the point Q divides BC bar in the same ratio, means C is to B, but that Q divides this BC bar externally. So we have to say, that means the Q is along the line this one, BCQ. So BP is to PC, C is to B. Now BQ is to C, BQ, this length is C. This is capital C, this is small c, this length is C. BQ is to QP. Okay, BQ is to QC, BQ is to QC is equal to CB. This is there. Here, this is B, this is C, this is P. BP, this length is C. This length is to this length, C is to B. BP is to PB, C is to B. BQ is to QC, BP is to PC, C is to B. BQ is to QC, C is to B, but P lies inside of the line. So that P divides BC bar internally, this Q divides BC bar externally with same ratio. You have to remember that one. So already I explained about this one. With respect to this one, I want to explain one more thing here. Suppose internal angular bisector of A meets BC bar at B, then BP is to PC equal to C is to B. In the same way, we have to prove the external angular bisector of A meets BC bar at Q, then BQ is to QC. That means that Q divides BC bar externally. That also BQ is to QC is also same ratio, C is to B. BQ is to QC is equals to C is to B, but that Q lies outside of the line. So we have to take the ratio, same ratio with negative sign like this. Have to remember, please. That means P point divides BC bar in the ratio C is to B. Q point divide the same BC bar in the ratio minus C is to B. Ratio is same, but here the ratio coming with positive sign, but here the ratio is coming with negative sign. You know, what about PQ? About this line? That point P comma Q are called harmonic conjugates of that line BC bar, you know. What is the harmonic conjugate points definition? If the point P divides BC bar in the ratio M is to N internally, on the same line Q is located, that Q divides the same BC bar in the ratio M is to N, but Q lies outside of the line BC bar, then those 2 points P comma Q are called harmonic conjugate points of BC bar, you know. Okay, that means P divides BC bar in the ratio M is to N internally. In the same line Q is there, Q divides the same line BC bar in the ratio, same ratio M is to N externally, then those 2 points P comma Q are called harmonic conjugate points of BC bar, you know. So in the similar way, here P comma Q are the harmonic conjugate points of BC bar. You have to remember that one. Okay, it's a conceptual. So P divides BC bar in the ratio C is to B internally. Q divides the same BC bar in the ratio minus C is to B, that means C is to B externally. Therefore, P point and Q point are called harmonic conjugates. Harmonic conjugate points of BC bar. You have to remember this one. So it is one of the observation about angular bisectors. It is internal angular bisector, it is an external angular bisector. This one meets BC bar at B, this one meets same BC bar at Q. Then these 2 points called harmonic conjugate points with respect to the side BC bar. That means P divides BC bar in the ratio m is to n. The Q also divides the same BC bar in the ratio m is to n. But P divides internally, but the Q divides externally. That is the meaning. That is the difference. Okay. So in the same way, I have to define one more point here. Listen to me, please. See here. Here, so this is the triangle ABC. This is the triangle ABC. In the same way. So it is an internal angular bisector of A. So in the same way, we have to draw one more internal angular bisector of B, internal angular bisector of C. We have to draw 3. Those 3 bisectors, angular bisectors, meet at one point. That point of concurrency is called incenter. That one is denoted by I, you know. That one is denoted by I, you know. So this internal angular bisector of A meets BC bar at P. Okay. Now the question is, what is AI is to IP? Here BP is to BC. We took there. Okay. BP is to PC equal to C is to B. It is one concept. Now this is the internal angular bisector of A. That one meets BC bar at P. It is clear. In center lie along the line. In center is the point of concurrency of 3 angular bisectors. So that point in center lie. That point I is the common point of these 3 internal angular bisectors. So I located must on this line. You know. So I am taking here. Now the question is, already I explained that one in the last session. What is AI is to IP? Suppose you have to take this length as C, this length as B, this length as A, you know, this length as A, then AI is to IP is equals to, AI is to, I is in center, AI is to IP is equals to, what is the answer? C plus B is to A, you know, C plus B is to A, you know about this one. I explained this one clearly in the last session. Now the question is, it is internal angular bisector of A. So I have to extend this line like this. We have to draw one external angular bisector here, and we have to draw one more external angular bisector of C. This external angular bisector, this external angular bisector, this internal angular bisector meet at some point. That point is called excenter opposite to A, you know. That one is denoted by I1. Now the question is, if I divides AP bar, I divides AP bar in the ratio C plus B is to A, then in the same line I1 located, it is clear. In the same line I1 is located here. Now the question is, I1 divides AP bar in which ratio? I divides AP bar in the ratio C plus B is to A. Now the question is, I1 divides AP bar in which ratio? These 4 points are collinear, you know. Okay, these 4 points are collinear, you know. Now I is lies between A and P. I is internally divides. I divides internal AP bar, but I1 divides external AP bar in the same ratio. That means AI is to IP is equal to C plus B is to A. Then automatically you have to say AI1 is to I1P is equals to minus of C plus B is to A. You have to remember this one also. I already proved this one. By the way, you have to prove this one also. Okay. So A I1 is to I1P is equals to minus of C plus B is to A. I divides AP bar in the ratio C plus B is to A. I1 divides the same AP bar in the same ratio, but the ratio is coming with negative sign here. So I divides internally AP bar in the ratio C plus B is to A. I1 divides the same AP bar in the same ratio with negative sign. So what is the meaning? So I comma I1 lie along the line AP bar. I divides the AP bar in the ratio M is to N. Then I1 divides the same AP bar in the ratio minus M is to N. I divides internally, I1 divides externally. So in that way, we have to say by the harmonic conjugate points definition, I and I1 are harmonic conjugate points of AP bar in the same way. So here I comma, therefore I comma I1 are harmonic conjugate points of AP bar. You have to remember this one. So in this one, P comma Q are harmonic conjugate points of BC bar. Here I and I1 are harmonic conjugate points of AP bar. Here internal angular bisector of A meets BC bar at B. Here external angular bisector of A meets BC bar at Q. These P comma Q are harmonic conjugate points of BC bar. But here this is the angular bisector, that one meets BC bar at B. I is located here, which is in center of triangle ABC. In the same line, I1 is located there. Suppose I1 be here, then if I divides AB bar in the ratio C plus B is to A, then automatically I1 divides the same AB bar in the ratio minus of C plus B is to A. You have to remember this one. So let me go to discuss the formula of excenter of triangle ABC. If the three vertices A comma B comma C are A x1 y1, B x2 y2, C x3 y3. Let us discuss that one now. See. So the next concept is formula. Let it get into the theorem like that. See here. So the excenter of triangle ABC, excenter of triangle ABC with vertices A x1 y1, B x2 y2 and C x3 y3 is okay is the excenter of triangle ABC opposite to vertex A. You have to write opposite to vertex A. The excenter of triangle ABC opposite to vertex A with the vertices A x1 y1, B x2 y2 and C x3 y3 and C x3 y3 is okay. The formula is I1 is equals to okay abscissa of excenter opposite to A I1 AX1 minus AX1 plus BX2 plus CX3 by minus A plus B plus C. It is the abscissa of excenter opposite to vertex A minus AY1 minus AY1 plus BY2 plus CY3 by minus A plus B plus C. This is excenter opposite to A of triangle ABC with the vertices ABC like this. Okay, you have to remember this formula. So how it is? You have to done now. This is A x1 y1, you know B x2 y2, it is C x3 y3. So this is internal angular bisector of A, This is our external angular bisector of B. This is our external angular bisector of C. These three lines meet at here. This is called X center opposite to A. That one is denoted I1. We have to find the coordinates of I1 now. We have to show that the coordinates of I1 are this. It is abscissa of I1, it is ordinate of I1. Okay. So, how to find this one? So, first we have to find this point. Internal angular bisector of A meets BC bar at some P. We take that P divides BC bar in the ratio AB is to AC, this is C, this is length is B. Then what are the coordinates of P? From the figure I can write directly here. So, what about B? P denotes the coordinates. Okay, that P divides the BC bar in the ratio C is to B. So, that P divides this point, that P divides the line joining this point and this point in the ratio C is to B. So, what are the coordinates of P? By the section formula, C is to be, you know, C is to be mx2 plus nx1 by m plus n, my2 plus ny1 by m plus n. So, what is P coordinates? Abscissa of P is mx2. mx2 means cx3. cx3. So, what are the coordinates of P? cx3 plus bx2. Okay, mx2 plus nx1 by m plus n, c plus b. Okay, next cy3 plus by2 by c plus b. Okay, so these are the abscissa and ordinate. These are the coordinates of P. Now, what we need here? I1, the X center opposite to A need now. So, you can say easily this I1 divides AP bar in how much ratio? This I1 divides AP bar. That means AI1 is to I1P. What is the answer? AI1 plus AI1 is to I1P is equals to minus of B plus C is to A, you know. Okay, from the previous discussion, minus of B plus C is to A. So, we need I1 coordinates now. That means that I1 divides AP bar, in the ratio B plus C is to A externally. So, I have to take externally formula there. Okay, just I have to draw the rough diagram. This is A, this is P, this is I1. Actually, I1 is not located between A and B. I1 is located outside of AP bar, but it is rough diagram. Okay, to get the for the easy purpose, I have to take I1 between these two, but actually it is not located between A and B. Okay, to apply the formula easily, I am taking here. Because this I1 divides AP bar, in the ratio B plus C is to A externally. We have to use the externally formula here, but it's a rough diagram, it's not actually figure. I1 is located outside of AB on this line. Okay, so A is there. What is A? X1, Y1. What is the point A? X1, Y1. What is P? Already I wrote there, here. It is P. So, I1 divides AP bar in the ratio B plus C is to A. But this one divides AP bar in external ratio. So, we have to take this ratio with negative sign. Okay, that means mx2 minus nx1 by m minus 1. We have to take that formula now. So, what are the coordinates of I1 here? I1 is equals to, this is X center opposite to A. I1 is equals to, that I1 divides AP bar in the ratio B plus C is to A externally. So, we have to take the formula externally formula. So, what is the formula? mx2 B plus C into abscissa of P. B plus C into abscissa of P, this one. B plus C into B plus C. B plus C by B plus C getting cancelled. Then mx2, what it is? cx3 plus bx2, mx2. M into x2, already I wrote. mx2 minus nx1, minus nx1 minus ax1. Minus ax1. So, m into x2 minus n into x1 by m minus n. That means b plus c minus a. B plus c minus a. Okay. Next one. Here m by 2, b plus c into ordinate of b, b plus c into ordinate of b is this one, b plus c getting cancelled. Then what is the abscissa here? c by 3 plus b by 2, m by 2 minus n by 1, minus n by 1 means minus a by 1 by m minus n means b plus c minus a, b plus c minus a. These are the coordinates of I1. These are the coordinates of I1. That means these are the coordinates of I1 means these are the coordinates of x center opposite to A in triangle ABC. So what are the x center opposite to vertex A? This one, minus ax1 plus bx2 plus cx3 by b plus c minus a minus ay1 plus by2 plus cy3 by minus a plus b plus a. Okay, these are the coordinates of x center opposite to vertex A. Just you have to remember. So you have to do the same thing. You have to do the same thing to find the coordinates of I2. Okay, which is the x center opposite to B, you know. We have to do the same thing to find I3, which is the opposite of vertex C. So I1 is minus ax1 plus bx2 plus cx3 by minus a plus b plus c. I2 is minus ay1 plus by2 plus cy3 by minus a plus b plus c. So I have to do the same thing to find I2 and I3. You are getting the coordinates of I2 like this: ax1 minus bx2 plus cx3 by a minus b plus c, ay1 minus by2 plus cy3 by a minus b plus c. That is I2. You will get. So you have to do the same thing to find I3 coordinates, which is x center opposite to C. Then you will get I3 coordinates are like this: ax1 plus bx2 minus cx3 by a plus b minus c, ay1 plus by2 minus cy3 by a plus b minus c. Okay, in that way I have to find the x centers I1, I2, I3 of triangle ABC with the vertices ax1, y1, bx2, y2 and cx3, y3. Okay, I have understood. Okay, thank you for the class.